All right, y'all. First and foremost, give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and his son, the Hamashiach, who some call Yahweh Shai, Yeshua, Yehoshua. We mostly know as Jesus Christ. Want to give a salute out. All right, want to give a salute and honor to ISUPK. I want to say the Sacramento branch here. It says Sacramento Israelites. You can see there, Sacramento Israelites on Instagram, I think that is, or Facebook. And it looks like the ISUPK logo back there, and it's kind of a ISUPK attire, but I could be wrong. But I'm assuming this is ISUPK. Salute to those brothers. Salute to this brother here. Salute to their leadership. I think the camp teaching, the street ministry, has to be needs to be reinvented. You know, with the way the times that we're living in now, and the way social media works, and people's attention span, I think it may need to look a little more like this. It may need to look a little more like this. You know, 2 to 3 people groups going out doing Q&As, helping people see themselves through questioning. Helping people see their hypocrisy, their problems with their way of thinking, the problems with the way they're living, with questions. And I'm gonna show you after this video. You know, of course, Christ, Yahweh, he was doing this, showing through the parables, showing Pharisees, Sadducees, that their way of thinking was off, through certain parables, through certain metaphors that he was using in similitudes. But we also see it too with Nathan and David, and we'll hit that and see that being used the same way. I think my brother's Jacob's Dynasty, they kind of their ministry kind of does this as far as their street ministry. Also IUIC, they've been doing this a good little minute, where their film crew will go out in twos and pairs of twos and do these Q&As, and the world. They're going out, I done seen this several videos of this other world going out and asking, standing outside of clubs and asking sisters and brothers certain questions, and they having certain debates and so forth on that Q&A. And I think these things, you could be more approachable in a smaller group rather than it being 6, 7, 8, 9 of y'all walking up on people, maybe just 2 or 3 people, preferably 3. You got a cameraman, you got a microphone dude, then you got to look out. You got an eye. You don't need an eye for security reasons. But yeah, I think this needs to be something that we look into and something that we need to model after. So I salute these brothers for this video. Let me go ahead and let this thing play.
Should a 10-year-old be able to purchase cigarettes?
No.
Should a 10-year-old be able to purchase a gun?
No.
Why not?
You can't make that decision at that point. They don't understand the complexities of it, and their brain isn't developed to the point that they can make a decision like that.
Okay, absolutely. Okay, should a 10-year-old be able to decide if they are a boy or a girl?
I don't know. I don't know.
Look, confounded both of them thinking. And so it's kind of making them say, like, you know what? And she knows. It's just she been living in that flesh so long. She done living in that flesh so long that the way she truly feels, she knows better. And she knows that she shouldn't be living that life either. And she shouldn't be supporting that. Because she wouldn't support a 10-year-old smoking cigarettes and a 10-year-old playing with guns.
Why not?
I think this is such a complex issue, and I've seen both sides of it. I don't know the answer to it.
And you don't have to yell. You ain't got to yell at them. You can, with this kind of line of questioning And these kind of interactions and dialogue, they gonna leave there thinking about that. They ain't even gonna be able to enjoy their dinner. Them two studs don't go out here and try to eat dinner, and that's all they gonna be thinking about. That's all they gonna be thinking about. Man, you know what? That's what are we doing? What are we doing? But very good example, great video, great dialogue, brother. And again, this is something that we should model after, I think, and this is the new wave. This is how people are moving. And I think street ministry should be reinventing that. We may need to go out in pairs of twos, threes, and do these Q&As in the chief places of concourse. Again, we said we was gonna dig into the scriptures a little bit on that level of teaching and showing people. It's hard to show, so it's hard for us to see ourselves, even harder for you to show somebody else they self. It's hard for somebody to it's hard for us to look in the mirror and see ourselves. You know, Michael Jackson said the man, you got to start with the man in the mirror. It's hard for us to do that. That's why we love pointing the finger at everybody else. It's extremely hard for us to look at ourselves and see wrong. And that's why you need good brothers and sisters around you, sincere brothers and sisters around you that can point it out. They're not afraid to point it out. Understanding that when they point it out, that you probably gonna get a little upset with them. But they don't care. They still long suffering with you and be like, you know what? I'm gonna tell him anyway. He'll be all right. We'll be friends tomorrow. He gonna be mad at me today. We gonna be friends tomorrow. But I'm not gonna let my brother stay in sin. And so you have some different ways how to bring out certain messages to brothers and sisters. And sometimes that's even in certain lessons, certain ways people teach. Sometimes people can teach in a certain way that could be, like character assassination. And we're going to deal with some stuff like that, character assassination. But some could be, certain hints. Certain lessons could be brought out to be certain hints for, brother, I know what you're doing. I know what you're going through. This is how you can get through it. Repent. But you don't always have to just say that and point the finger. Brother, sometimes you just gotta be wise in doing that, man. I say it's hard for one to see himself, and it's hard for somebody else to show you yourself. But we always should be examining. But again, we kind of bias when we examining ourselves. And so we can see one of those techniques again used here, like the brother had just used. And Shalaki, I don't know the brother's name. But 2 Samuel chapter 12, verse 1, this is about Nathan rebukes David. And the Lord sent Nathan. Who sent Nathan? The Lord, Yahweh, Yahuwah, Jehovah. Sent Nathan unto David. And he came unto him and said unto him, there were two men in one city. All right. Coming in with the parable. He coming in with the parable. All right. With the spirit of Christ on him. It says, there were two men in one city, the one rich and the other poor. The rich man had exceeding many flocks and herds, but the poor man had nothing save one little ewe lamb, which he had bought and nourished up, and it grew up together with him and his children. Yeah, just one little lamb. One little lamb that he nourished. Poor man trying not to eat this lamb, let it nourish it up. And it grew up together with him and his children. His kids played with the lamb. Even if he had destroyed the lamb, the kids would have been up. Even if they would have been eating it, man, would have been destroyed. They found out they were chewing on that lamb. And that lamb had been playing with his children. It did eat his own meat. It did eat of his own meat and drink of his own cup and lay in his bosom and was unto him as a daughter. The lamb was like a daughter to him. And there came a traveler unto the rich man, and he spared to take on his own flock of his own herd to dress for the wayfaring man that was come unto him, but took the poor man's lamb and dressed it for the man that was come to him. So a traveler comes unto the rich man, and he spared to take his own flock from his own herd, all right, to cook it for the wayfaring man. And this was cultural. You had a guest come in, you had somebody come in, you washed their feet and you fixed them a meal. You go out your way. It's a couple of different examples of these meals being prepared for wayward travelers or sojourners coming in. But instead of him going to the rich man going to his flock where he has plenty of lamb and goats, and he got plenty of them things to choose from, cows. Rather him going to his own herd, he goes to the poor man's lamb that the poor man loves as a daughter. He goes to the poor man's lamb and dress it for the man that was come unto him. And David's anger was greatly kindled against the man. And he said unto Nathan, as the Lord liveth, the man that have done this thing shall surely die. David, like, whoever did this mess, I want him dead. I'm gonna make sure that joker dies who took that lamb from that poor man. This rich joker got all these flocks. He want to go take the poor man's single lamb that he nourished up being broke. I be thinking like, man, the homeless people out there with them dogs. He be feeding the dog. Imagine taking that dog away from that poor man, that man out there on the streets. That's all he got. That's his only friend. That's the only thing that loves him, that shows him compassion, that licks his wounds. And you go over there and say, man, I'm finna take that dog, man. I'm gonna take that dog. I'm gonna breed it to these other dogs that I got out here, man. These other pit bulls. I got a pit bull farm, and I'm finna go out there and breed. Take this dog. He got blue eye, got them blue eyes, that pink nose. I'm gonna take that jokers out there, and I'm gonna breed it with my dogs. Give me some Merle. He a Merle carrier. Now the poor man, he ain't want to study none of that. He just wanted to compare. He ain't know nothing about no Merle and all of this stuff that made that dog worth something. That dog was worth priceless because of the love and compassion that he had for that dog and the dog for the poor man. Same thing with the lamb. David's anger was greatly kindled against the man. He said to Nathan, as the Lord liveth, that man, the man that have done this thing shall surely die. And he shall restore the lamb fourfold. He gonna give him 4 more lamb. Took that man lamb like that. Because he did this thing and because he had no pity, he gonna restore to him 4fold. Then Nathan said to David, thou art that man. Negro, it was you. You the rich man. Yeah. Now keep that same energy. Yeah. You gonna kill him. Keep that same energy. You want him to restore back 4fold. Keep that same energy. Yeah. Yeah, you are that man. That's you, Joker. Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, I appointed thee king over Israel. Now he telling you what the Lord said. I appointed you king of Israel. I delivered thee out of the hand of Saul. And I gave thee thy master's house. I gave you was a servant to Saul, and I gave you his house. I gave you his kingdom. And thy master's wives in thy bosom. I gave you his wives. And I gave thee the house of Israel and Judah. And if that had not been too little, and if that had been too little, I would have moreover gave you unto thee such and such, that I would have gave you anything. If that wasn't enough, if your master's house, your master's wives, the kingdom of Israel and Judah, if that was too little, I would have gave you anything. All you had to do is ask. Wherefore hast thou despised? Why have you despised the commandment of the Lord to do this evil in his sight? Thou hast killed Uriah the Hittite with the sword. And this is the poor man with the one lamb. This is the poor man with the one lamb. You killed Uriah with the sword, and hast taken his wife to be thy wife, and has slain him with the sword of the children of Ammon. You ain't do it, but you used Ammon to do it. You murdered him and took his wife. Thus says the Lord, behold, I raise up an evil against thee out of thine own house, and I will take thy wives before thine eyes, and give them unto thy neighbor, and he shall lie with thy wives in the sight of this sun. And if you keep reading, you know. Watch David of that old age. David got of that old age. We talked about that in a prior video. David got of that old age. You know, them young guns came up saying, nah, this palace is mine, man, and knocked down 10 concubines in front of everybody. Yeah. Yeah, for that's what you did. That's what you did to the right. And you gotta watch a lot of you jokers in these organizations. You better watch out that the Most High doesn't rise up in this prophecy come on y'all taking these folk wives, making them your own. That somebody doesn't rise up in your organization and start sleeping with your wives into something. The Most High petty like that. The Most High petty like that. You better do right by the people, man. Do right by the people. But I'm seeing this in a lot of organizations, man. Leadership will take a joker wife. I got some footage. Yeah. Yeah, we got some footage to hint at that thing, but you better be careful. And sometimes he'll make you feel that pain so that you can see yourself. We'll continue on to 15, then we'll get up out of here. And David said unto Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord. He's seen it. It was hard for him to see it at first. He thought, he was just trying to hide this thing. I'm going to get the Ammonites to kill him, and we're going to be over this thing, and I'm going to marry him, and make things right. No. I've sinned. I'm wicked. And they just said unto David, the Lord has also put away thy sin. Thou shalt not. Come on, y'all. Boy, I was supposed to kill you, boy. But guess what David said? I've sinned against the Lord. It's hard for some of y'all to say that. It's so hard for jokers out here doing beat up. Man, I'm perfect. I'm keeping all the laws. Come on, man. Come on, man. David said unto Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord. Nathan said unto David, the Lord also have put away thy sin. Thou shalt not die. But because by this deed thou hast given great occasion to the enemies of the Lord to blaspheme. All right. Now, look, you gave great occasion to the enemies to blaspheme the Lord. How did you do that? By taking this man's wife. You made mockery of the Lord. A lot of you in these organizations taking people, making mockery of the Lord. You up here trying to defend yourself. You up here trying to say, well, no, there ain't adultery. And da-da-da-da-da. And this man is up here pleading, telling you, man, you done took my wife. And you trying to clean yourself up, not understanding that you blaspheming the name of the Lord. Why then? The child also that is born unto thee shall surely die. Somebody got to atone for this thing. The child also that is born unto thee shall surely die. And Nathan departed unto the house, and the Lord struck the child. Like, man, imagine being in front of that, man. Like, ooh, I'm getting emotional. I can't imagine that. And Nathan departed unto the house, and the Lord struck the child that Uriah's wife bare unto David, and it was very sick. Soon as this man walk out the door, your child, you know, you depart out of the house, and the Lord struck the child that Uriah bare. This man walk out the house, and your child start coughing, and your child start being. It's hard for your child to breathe. And there's another lesson, you know, there also, but just, you know, this is just what we want to deal with, the teaching methodology, the way this lesson was shown unto David through certain questions, through certain parables, to help him see himself that he was in sin. I pray this thing was edifying. Y'all be blessed. We'll see you on the next one.